Hey, what's going on, y'all? I just got done finished trading, and I'm gonna go over my game plan, trade review, real quick. What I saw, real quick. My trade Zella, made 210 today on five longs here. It says six because I added one, but I'll get into that later. I don't know why it's showing it like this, but this execution is not correct. It looks like this. Hold up, I'll show you guys. Yeah, right here. So entry at 9:48. Exit isn't crazy. I top tick this. Exit at 10 a.m. News candle spike. But I wasn't really even thinking about that, to be honest, in the moment. Also, added some here in hopes of continuation. Got bottom wick, but of course ended up not being the right area to place my stop loss regardless. But okay. Anywho, let me get into this trade real quick. Okay, so right off the bat, gonna go over quickly what I saw on the market structure. So as you can see, yesterday, markets had a nice rally off of the previous demands. You can see we sold off from the opening drive, but buyers found liquidity at the lows here and was able to push price up higher, um, back into the previous levels, all-time high. Well, this kind of range right here. This previous time we tested all-time highs and retested. If that makes sense. So pretty much entering a key area you know, for the markets pretty much. Well, anyway, yeah. So right off the bat, levels I was looking out for was all-time highs here, um, pivot low off all-time highs here, 51 to 14 to tens, and also this demand area at 5087. And of course, I don't have it drawn here exactly, but this 5100 level was also very key today, and you'll see exactly why as the market develops, and this is why it's really key to let play off real time information, if that makes sense. Okay, so um you can see pre-market sold off the highs here, um tested yes, 5087, which was a key demand area, bounce back up. So technically markets are in kind of this range over here. um so as you can see, when markets came up to here, uh tested the supply over here, got really weak. I wanted to play short off here, to be honest, but I don't know. I just couldn't really. Best entries would have been over here at the highs, but I don't know. I couldn't just, again, my self rule. I couldn't just find myself entering that early of a position. But then again, like in hindsight, the risk was like non-existent, and it would have been a solid like 3-to-1 trade, which is kind of like stupid to not trade. Um, Despite the fact that I had all my conditions lined up, whatnot. But I didn't take this. Also due to the fact that we did bounce off pretty heavy off this 5087, despite the huge sell off at the highs here. So I was kind of like I guess you can say the intraday trend was kind of still favoring bulls plus higher time frame overall. So I was looking to see maybe a better high quality setup would have been to wait for a price to come down here and then go long, instead of trying to play the counter trend, if that makes sense. Um, yeah. So ultimately, I didn't take a show over here. I was just really at this point, I was just waiting for price to come down here and see what would happen. But as price came down closer to this 5100 area, I started noticing some bids forming here on the tape. Well, first signs of buyers stepping in was this, of course, this 942 engulfing candle, as you can see. We made a pivot leg down here, and it instantly buyers defended this area really well. And once I saw this kind of reaction, okay, I knew that like okay, as long as this area was to hold over here, then we could see a potential move back higher. And also, if I were to show you on the tape right here, what time was that? Around 9:42. You can see right here on the tapes at 9:42. Okay, you can see how once this reopened up, markets pull back here, and you can kind of see how this liquidity here at the 5100s, 5101, excuse me, really held up this area nicely. As you can see, we try to break down. Once failed, aggressive bounce up, held a bit, sellers step back in, try to break it again, failed, bounce back up. Third time, sellers stepped in again, try to break it, failed, bounce back up. And this pretty much just confirms that, you know, all of these shorts over here, if they don't break this 5100 area, there's going to be two things that's going to happen. The shorts here are either going to get squeezed out and it's going to create a high, forcing them to, you know, buy to cancel their position, and it's going to cause a reaction to the upside, or sellers can keep loading here, and every time it comes in here and rejects, and then if it does break this 5100, then we can see downside. But we can manage that, you know, based with stop loss, you know, entries, all that. So let's just say if I knew 5100 was, you know, the key area to break for bulls, and I was trying to play along with them, I would try my best to, you know, get the best fill near there, and at the same time try and get, you know, confirmation, if that makes sense. So that's what I saw pretty much at 9:48 right here. As you can see, 9:48. Even though I low-key wanted to enter like somewhere over here or over here on this candle, I don't know. I wanted to wait for that kind of like double confirmation, as you can see, that retest of this liquidity area to see how it will hold up. You know, because let's just say if we did because I was also considering the fact that, you know, we could also be possibly just making a pivot low from here and make another leg down. But of course, I knew for the fact that there was liquidity over here. This was a key pivot level, as you can see pre-market. They kind of hold up here pretty well over here, and also, yeah, pretty much just following the whatever clues that I'm being shown like at the moment, at the present, and I'm seeing like right now these lower wicks. Despite still some heavy selling here at the highs, you know, over here, maybe over here, I was still pretty confident that, you know, as long as this 5100 level held, we should see some upside move, or at least one side is going to get squeezed out. And pretty much, you know, trade wasn't that hard. I just, you know, really made sure to, you know, stop out only once my stop break. Kind of got a bit nervous here, but then again, at the same time, this was still like a point and a half away from my stop loss. And the moment we ticked, you know, the lows, we instantly got bought up on the tapes. And as you can see, the tapes over here, once try to fail below over again. Now at this time, you can really see this third time that we try to break below, we fail. You can really kind of see how the momentum starts picking up on the buyer side over here. As you can see, 5-point push in literally like 1 minute, and then right over here you can see we start making higher lows. And then this 10 a.m. candle over here was news. I knew that, but at the same time, I wasn't really, you know, like playing off of that, if that makes sense. I literally was just playing off of my levels, figuring out that, you know, there were some buyers stepping up here, just placing a limit trade here, had my stop loss at the lows. You know, wasn't looking for much, to be honest. Was just looking for maybe this high day, you know, pretty much to see how price goes. Because at the end of the day, you know, us as traders, we have no idea what the market is gonna do, like, at all. The best thing we can do is just put ourselves in the best position to succeed. And, you know, the best thing I saw at that moment was, you know, of course, to, you know, one, play with the trend, which is uptrend. Two, have the best risk reward setup, which is, of course, you know, buy low, sell high, which is right here, buy low, and I sold high. And yeah, pretty much just also the main important thing is just making sure like you're comfortable within the trade and taking, you know, the setups. Because honestly, I've been back testing for a couple of days, and Despite the fact that like, cause normally I would enter somewhere maybe like over here once I have extra confirmation, but then again I realized that like there's really no such thing as I mean there's such thing, but it's either you trade off extra confirmation for a wider stop or you have a tighter stop for less confirmation, I guess. And I feel like honestly I'd rather prefer having a tighter stop because I can always look for re-entries, and I'm in the point in my trading career where I kind of like have a better feel of when a trade is not going to go my way, and I can really just it's a lot easier to just quick it when the risk is tight versus having a wider stop. And yeah, because at the end of the day losing money is not fun for anyone. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm pretty sure no one really has like total emotional control over losing money or whatnot, but it's just a process that you gotta work on. But yeah, that's pretty much the trade I took today. Um, oh, just really want to just go over this the ad real quick. I added over here. Um, well, I had one runner left. It rejected really quickly off the highs over here. I added one here, in hopes that we could just continue trend higher because we was breaking this supply over here, and at the same time, um, yeah, I just kind of wanted to just see because my risk was pretty much non-existent since pretty much got filled here at the lows. But in hindsight, it didn't work out. I mean, it did work out, but my entry would not have worked out. If that makes sense. Guess where it tapped before moving up. The original previous liquidity level around 5100s, and now it's just trending upwards higher, looking to break all-time highs. And yeah, that was pretty much the trade I took today. It was a pretty solid day. I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I caught this move here at the lows because I was really eyeing this move here, like you know. But by the time this candle happened, I don't know. I just the risk, even though it was still like 3-4 points, I just ain't want to take it no more because I had a nice win today, and can't really complain about that. But yeah, that's gonna be it, and I'm gonna call it a day here. And I don't know, bro. I've been yapping long enough. Peace.